The Rambling Geordie.
UK to change law so ringleader of Rochdale Grooming gang can be deported. Here we go again. Right, so this is a story about Shabir Ahmed, who was jailed for 22 years in 2012 for a number of doing things to kids that you shouldn't do. He's been released on licence there last week. So that's only after 14 years? So just, I don't think he's been let out on good behaviour, let's put it this way. So obviously there was hell on about it, people kicking off left, right and centre. They should be getting rid of the guy, deporting him. Turns out the law says they can't. He can't be deported back to Pakistan because of our current laws, and Pakistan have actually refused to take the guy. I mean, in a way, you can't blame them, can you? But at the same time, I'm sorry, but he's their problem. Now, one of their excuses was that he'd lost his passport, so they couldn't take him back. He effectively isn't a Pakistani national anymore. Wonder why that's why they chuck all the passports off the side of the small boats when they come over. Anyway, it's come out now that the Home Secretary will change the law so that the freed ringleader of the Rochdale Grooming gang can actually be deported now. That was a bit of a turn-up for the books, I must say. So Shabana Mahmood is expected to set out on Monday how she plans to amend the 1971 Immigration Act, which currently stops Shabir Ahmed from being removed from the UK. So the guy's 73 years old. Can't see on YouTube what he was put in jail for, but let's just say it wasn't great. And it had things to do with kids with it. You can put two and two together, can't you? So he was known to his victims as Daddy Ahmed. He had dual British Pakistani citizenship, but was stripped of the former following his 2012 conviction. So at the time of his release, his victims were told he could not be deported to Pakistan due to the 55-year-old Immigration Act, which bars the removal of any Commonwealth citizen who arrived in the UK before 1973 and had been in the country for 5 years. So after leaving prison, Ahmed was sent to 24-hour staffed accommodation and fitted with a GPS electronically monitored tag. Well, because that'll stop him doing things, won't it? He's subject to strict licence conditions following his release, the Home Office said, including exclusion zones, an electronically monitored curfew and the requirements of the Sex Offenders Register. You know, at that register, I don't understand what that actually does. I get, yes, you've got to write your name on and say, I'm a sex offender. If you're a sex offender, do you actually care about that? Anyway, just my thought. So, some of his victims said they were frightened by his release and they felt unsafe. There's a lady who I follow on X who can testify to that. So, while he's in the UK, the government said any breach of Ahmed's strict licence conditions would result in him being immediately returned to prison. Yeah, and see, this is the problem, isn't it? You're going to return him to prison where we're going to have to pay for the bastard. We're going to have to pay to keep this guy locked up and away from kids. Telling you, feet first into the wood chipper. It's the only place for the guy. Chris Philp, the Conservative Shadow Home Secretary, has been urging the government to back an amendment to the Immigration and Asylum Bill that would allow Ahmed to be deported. Yeah, he's not the only one though, really, is he? But we'll get to that in a minute. This week, Home Office Minister Alex Norris told MPs the government would not give up in its efforts to deport Ahmed for his heinous crimes. It is not known how long it would take to change the law, but one government source suggests it could potentially be up to a year. So we've got a year of this guy roaming around our country. He's got a tag on, so that makes him safe. Do you think this guy's just going to see the light when he gets out? Do you think he's just going to go, oh God, yeah, I'm a changed man. No more of that for me. Yeah, that was a different me. Do you honestly think he's going to be doing that? The first chance he gets, he'll be sniffing around his nursery. I guarantee you that. So it's also understood that there's currently no agreement in place with Pakistan to allow the UK to return Ahmed there. Ahmed was one of 9 men from Rochdale and Oldham who were found guilty of exploiting girls as young as 13 at 2 takeaway restaurants in the Haywood area of Rochdale. You know, look, right, the government knows how evil this guy is. They know that he's not the only one as well, locked up in our prisons that we're paying for. Why is it took till now? Why is it took till an outcry from the public for them to start thinking, maybe we should maybe do something about this? I don't think it should have to get to this point, really. I don't think it should take a public outcry for the government to think, maybe we don't really want heinous criminals like this guy in our country, or having to pay for him to be locked up in jail. I don't know. That's just me, I suppose. What I find interesting is, though, a lot of people have spoke up about it. Andy Burnham's trying to look like the big guy now, saying, oh yeah, this is the right decision and all this. I've found that the best comment about it is from none other than Rupert Lowe. He put a tweet out about it today. I read that Pakistan has set out its demands for taking back their Rochdale R-word. Here's the official Restore Britain response to the Pakistani government. You can piss right off. We would end all Pakistani visas. No more Pakistani immigration into Britain. Scrap foreign aid unquestionably. Tax remittances and dividends into Pakistan. We would work with international allies to ensure that all Pakistani visas into those countries too are cancelled along with ruthless trade sanctions. This is our deportation NATO. Britain will not be bullied or blackmailed by a rogue state that has supplied us with endless child R-words and P-words. A Restore Britain government would retaliate with the full force of the British state. Watch how quickly the Pakistanis would fold. We would do it so hard and so brutally it would never be needed again. We will not allow Pakistan to bully Britain any longer. I mean, come on. There's no better response than that, really, is there? It's been reported that Pakistan are coming up with demands that they want to take the guy back. I'm sorry, they don't have a leg to stand on as far as that goes, I'm afraid. I think Rupert's completely right there. They shouldn't be able to make demands about this. He was born in their country. He's got dual citizenship. We can quite easily take that citizenship away, which we should be. He's their problem. Get rid. And if you think back to how many of these guys that country alone has sent over here, or allowed to come over here, it's an absolute disgrace. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Do you agree with Rupert? Do you think he was harsh enough? Too harsh? Don't think many people are going to say he was too harsh there, but anyway. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.
Don't be daft, man.